Hello and welcome to our video about other uses for color words. So first we're going to look at green. Green is used when you're a newbie or a new person doing something for the first time. You don't know how to do things. So for example, on your first day at work, you might ask one of your workmates, "Can you help me with this? I'm completely green and I don't know where anything is." Green is also the color of jealousy or envy. Usually we would say green with envy, not green with jealousy. So for example, Noe and Nonananu both tried to get Sotutu to be their boyfriend. Noe won and had a date with Sotutu. Nonananu was green with envy. We can also say someone has green fingers. This means they are very good at growing things. So for example, Soese's garden always looks so much better than mine. Everything he plants grows well. He really has got green fingers. Okay, let's move on to blue. Blue, I'm sure you know, means lonely or sad. So for example, I don't know why I'm so miserable. I just got up this morning feeling blue. And the same idea can also be called the blues. And it's always used with the word the in front of it. So use it like it was a disease. You just say like, I've got dengue or I've got malaria. You say, I've got the blues. So using the same sentence as before, example, I don't know why I'm so miserable. I just got up this morning with the blues. Blues is also a style of music, like rap or hip hop. It comes from black Americans, but it uses rhythms that come from Africa, where the US blacks originally came from. It's also used in another phrase, rhythm and blues, or R&B, which is a different musical style. Blues music is often about feeling the blues, or in other words, lonely and sad. So this is an example of a song lyric, I never felt more like singing the blues, because I never thought that I'd ever lose your love, girl. You got me singing the blues. Blue can also be used to mean the sky. For example, I didn't expect that to happen. It just came out of the blue. In this situation, out of the blue is like saying it fell out of the sky. But the idea is that it's a complete surprise. You didn't think it would happen. Blue is also a color used by political parties. In most countries, it is used by the right of center parties that often support businesses. In Europe or Britain, or countries that used to be British or European colonies, the color blue in politics is used this way. In the USA, it is exactly the opposite. Blue is the color of the left of center Democrats. Let's move on to white. To tell a white lie. To tell lies is normally a bad thing. Some people think it's always a bad thing. But other people think that it's okay to lie about small, unimportant things where there won't be a bad result. For example, telling your child that dinner is almost ready when it isn't, or that you have nearly reached the end of your journey when you haven't. This kind of lie that is not a bad thing is called a white lie. Okay, red. As we looked at under blue, red is used by political parties, especially parties on the left. Communists are often referred to as reds. Red is also the color of anger. We talk about someone seeing red. That means they got very angry. So for example, when the teacher accused Sotutu of cheating, he saw red and walked out of the class. Red-handed means in the middle of doing something naughty or bad. So for example, the police walked into the shop where the thieves were stealing cigarettes and caught them red-handed carrying the cigarettes out of the shop to their car. Next one, red tape. This is about the number of rules and procedures that you have to follow to get a project started. For example, in many countries, if you want to build a new building, there are many rules and checks that you have to complete before you can start. These might check what the building would be made of, whether it meets fire safety rules, making sure the neighbors don't have a problem with your idea, and many, many other things. All these things together are called red tape. And usually it's used negatively, as in, there's way too much red tape. The suggestion is that some of these checks aren't needed and they just slow people down from going ahead with their project. You could say there's a lot of red tape to get a Myanmar passport. Yellow. Yellow is the color of someone who is a coward. They don't do something because they're afraid to. It's often used by someone daring someone else to do something in a kind of bullying situation. So the bully says, I dare you to steal teacher Brandon's motorbike. And the other person says, no, I won't. And the bully says, what's the matter? Are you yellow? Okay, pink now. Silver. We talk about a silver bullet, meaning doing something that will make a problem go away completely. Often it's used as a negative about believing there is a simple solution to a problem when there isn't. So for example, in the past, people thought that if people used bed nets, malaria would disappear. But it didn't happen, and now we know that bed nets were not a silver bullet, and that it's more complicated than that. Okay, when clothes are made from 2 layers of cloth, like in the picture, the inside one is called the lining, the white one in the picture. The words silver lining are used when something bad has happened, but there are some unexpected good results. People say every cloud has a silver lining, meaning that even when you get bad news, there is usually something that will be better because of it. And sometimes you can see clouds with a silver lining, like in the picture, when the sun is behind the cloud, but you can see the edge of the cloud is silver color. So for example, when Sotutu lost his job, it meant they didn't have much money, the bad thing. But the silver lining, the good thing, was that he and his wife spent a lot more time together. Okay, now, fill in the blanks with a color. Try to use your memory instead of looking up the meaning. I'm feeling something because my girlfriend's father got a new job in Bangkok, so she's leaving me forever. And again, I'm going to move on fairly quickly with the answer, so if you need to pause it to think about this one, pause it and then unpause when you're ready. The answer is blue. I'm feeling blue. Next one. So Essay wanted to use the school projector to show his friends a movie at home. He didn't ask anyone if it was okay to borrow it. He just went to the classroom and took it. One of the teachers saw him walking out with it and caught him something handed. And the answer is red, red-handed, when you're caught in the middle of doing something bad. So December told his teacher he needed to go to the toilet, but instead he went to buy a snack. He thought it was just a something lie. And the answer is white. A white lie. A lie that's not very important. When the Karen people were first fighting against the Burmese for their independence, They were helped by the Communist Party of Burma. But later they split up and the something didn't support the Karen anymore. And the answer is Reds. Communists are often called Reds. Before COVID, our school had a lot of volunteer teachers from other countries. After COVID, they didn't come back, but the something lining was that a lot of local teachers took their place. And the answer is silver, the silver lining. The wind blew the classroom door shut when Nurjanis had her hand on the door frame. All her other fingers were okay, but her something was broken. And the answer is pinky. All his classmates were swimming in the river, but Soredamu wouldn't go in the water because he had a bad experience when he was a child. All the other students thought he was, and the answer is yellow. Nowawashi always has a lot of vegetables from her garden. Everything she plants grows very well. She has something fingers. And the answer is green fingers. A lot of people think that if democracy comes to Myanmar, everything will be fine. But democracy is not a something bullet, and there will still be a lot of problems. And the answer is silver. So Conclave parked his motorbike outside a shop in Popra, and a man in a car drove into it and damaged it a lot while he was in the shop. When So Conclave saw what had happened, he saw, and then put the word in there, and started yelling and shouting at the car driver. And the answer is red. So P and Sonyage were both very good football players, and they played for the same team. In the game last Saturday, Sopi was named as the best player in the team, and Sonyage was something with envy. And the answer is green. Green with envy. I like rap and hip hop, but one of my favorite kinds of music is. And the answer is the blues, or just blues. When I first came to this school in my pre-year, I was so something that I didn't even know that all the teaching was in English. And the answer is green. I was so green. I didn't know anything. All the students were upset because out of the something, their teacher told them there would be a test tomorrow. And the answer is out of the blue. Very suddenly, unexpectedly. Every cloud has a something lining. And the answer is silver. And this is the end, my friend. See you again next time.